Welcome to Peak Analytics.
Let's talk about Steve McMichael, the man, the myth, the absolute force of nature who became Chicago's heartbeat. This isn't just a story about football, it's about grit, second chances, and how a kid from Texas with a wrestler's build and a poet's soul became the embodiment of a city that never backs down. If you're new here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about the legends who defined sports history. Picture Houston, Texas, in the late 1950s. A young Steve McMichael is growing up in a house where toughness isn't just taught, it's a way of life. His dad, a World War II vet, didn't believe in shortcuts. If you wanted something, you worked for it. That lesson stuck. By high school, Steve's already a local legend, a linebacker who hit like a freight train and a wrestler who pinned opponents twice his size. But here's the thing, Steve wasn't just strong, he was smart. He studied the game like a chessboard, always 3 moves ahead. Fast forward to 1980. The Patriots draft him, but it doesn't click. He gets cut. For most guys, that's the end. But Steve, he's just getting started. The Bears take a flyer on him, and suddenly this Texas kid finds himself in the snow and wind of Chicago, a city that doesn't suffer fools. And Chicago falls in love. Why? Because Steve isn't just playing football, he's surviving it. Broken fingers, tape 'em up, torn ligaments, walk it off. There's a story about him playing through a ruptured appendix, and when someone asked why, he shrugged and said, "The team needed me." Now, let's talk about the glory days. The 1985 Bears aren't just a team, they're a cultural phenomenon. The Super Bowl shuffle, the 46 defense, and right in the middle of it all, Steve McMichael, the human wrecking ball. That season wasn't just about winning, it was about dominance. They didn't just beat teams, they humiliated them. And Steve, he's the guy in the locker room cracking jokes, keeping everyone loose, then going out and sacking quarterbacks like it's personal. But here's what people forget. Steve wasn't just a brute, he had finesse. Watch his old tape. That swim move, poetry in motion. He'd fake a bull rush, then slip past the guard like a ghost. And the trash talk? Legendary. He'd whisper something in a quarterback's ear mid-play, and you could see the panic in their eyes. Dan Hampton once said, "Playing next to Mongo was like having a cheat code. The man never got tired." When the NFL chapter ended, Steve didn't fade away. Oh no, he became Mongo, the wrestling superstar. WCW throws him into the ring with Hulk Hogan, and suddenly he's body slamming guys half his age. Chicago eats it up, because here's the thing, Steve got entertainment. He knew how to work a crowd, how to turn a scripted match into must-see TV, and through it all, he never lost that smirk, like he's letting you in on the joke. Off the field, Steve was a paradox. The guy who'd chug beers with fans at his bar, Mongo McMichaels, but could quote Shakespeare if the mood struck. The tough guy who'd tear up talking about his daughter Macy. He married Misty in 2002, and those who knew them said they balanced each other. Her quiet strength, his loud passion. When ALS hit, Misty became his rock, his voice when he lost his own. And that's where the story takes a turn. ALS is a thief. It steals your body piece by piece. But Steve, he fought it like he fought every guard who tried to block him with sheer stubbornness. He showed up to Bears games in a wheelchair, grinning through the pain. He raised millions for research, not for fame, but because if I can help one family avoid this hell, it's worth it. When the Hall of Fame called in 2024, he was too weak to speak. But his sister Kathy read his words. "Tell Chicago I love 'em. Tell my teammates I'd bleed for 'em again. And tell every kid out there, never let life sack you. Get up, always get up." Steve left us on July 15th, 2024, but here's the truth. Legends don't die. They become stories we tell our kids, like how he once played a whole quarter with a dislocated shoulder, or how he'd sneak into opposing teams' practices just to mess with their heads. All that time, he arm wrestled a fan for charity and let the guy win because it made his year. So here's to Mongo, the man who taught us that toughness isn't about muscles. It's about heart. It's about showing up, even when your body's screaming no. And if you're from Chicago, you know, when the snow falls at Soldier Field and the crowd starts roaring somewhere up there, Steve's still grinning, still ready to hit somebody. If this story resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs a reminder that heroes walk among us, and subscribe for more tales of the ones who left it all on the field. And hey, drop your favorite Mongo moment in the comments. Let's make sure the world never forgets the guy who made Chicago tough more than just a slogan. Rest easy, big man. You've earned it.